Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome. Come on in. Come in, come in. I'm going to find me on my other device. Okay. Let me see. There I am. Okay. Here we are. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Kristen Conant, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you're joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I appreciate each and every one of you who join me live. I also appreciate those who catch me after on the replay. If you jump on here at all, please say hello, whether you are live or on the replay. I like to see who's here. Hey Dawn, thanks for jumping on. Like to see who's here and has stopped by the studio. We are finally having a sunny day here in Michigan, although I'm not quite sure how warm it is. I bet it's not too warm, but it's nice to see the sun out today. So thank you everybody again for joining me. Real quick, as a reminder, yesterday was the last day to sign up for April's Paper Pumpkin, which is this beautiful box here. They have raised the price of Paper Pumpkin. It's not a lot difference. It is now $20, and then there's $7 shipping and handling and tax on top of that, I believe. So just wanted to let everybody know there was a slight increase in Paper Pumpkin. So if you notice that in your payment status, that is why the prices have gone up just a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind because I still love getting them. Did you guys know that the Paper Pumpkin stamp sets are exclusive? That's the only way that you can get them. And the little ink spots that we get in those, we get more colors than what's offered in the catalog. So I love to collect those as well because there's lots of things that you can do with those little ink spots. So May 10th now is the last day to sign up for the May Paper Pumpkin. And if you have a hard time getting cards that you like for the many in your life, this next one I think you're really gonna love. So Paper Pumpkin is a box of crafting fun that is delivered right to your mailbox. You don't even have to go anywhere. So if you are curious to know what it's about, go online, check it out. There's lots and lots of things that you can see online. That is how you get to the online store there through my link. Also, one of the other things Stampin' Up! Has done is they have come out with a set of dies that coordinate with April, May, and June's Paper Pumpkin. The only way you can get these dies is if you are currently a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So there's a die that says hugs, there's a flower and a leaf, and then there is this one, which is a label, if you will. This one is going to be great for all your crafting needs. So many cool dies to coordinate with the crafting. You do not need the dies to complete your Paper Pumpkins, but it's a way of expanding your creativity. So check those out. Okay, the link to go to my store. This is something you want to get in the habit of doing because we, Stampin' Up! Is joining the realm of all the other stores, right? We don't get catalogs for shopping on Amazon or some of your other places that you like to shop online, right? There are no catalogs. So Stampin' Up! Is joining that realm, and the fact that if you want to see everything that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, you need to go online. You need to start getting the habit of going online. Today is the last day for any host code, so if there are other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who currently have a host code open, today is the last day to close those host codes out. Starting on Monday, we are going to have a new Stampin' Rewards system. I am super excited for all of you for the new Stampin' Rewards. If you have been shopping with us in the past, you know you really don't get any benefits, right, until you have $150 in order. Well, that is no longer the case. Starting on Monday, they are going to have rewards for a minimum purchase of $20. But there's a couple of things. Number one, on Monday, I believe it's on Monday, they are shutting down the computer system for 6 hours. They need to do updates, and I believe they are trying to do this mostly before people might be on there shopping. But if you cannot get on there, this is why they are merging and switching and doing all the things to update our system. So be aware of that. But what you want to do is have your own account set up online. If you have been shopping with me, but you have never gone in and set up your own account, you need to do that. The reason you need to do that is so that you can get the rewards for your orders. If you do not set up this account, you are not going to get rewards. Okay? So it is very important that you do this. So if you have any questions at all about this, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I would love to assist you in any way that I can. So just be aware that the old way of doing things is winding down, and I, for one, am super excited to start into the new, because change is always scary, but it's always good too. So while you're online, check out the online exclusives. These are the products that are not offered in any of our publications, and there are a lot of really, really good things that are online right now, and a lot of really cool things that are coming. So another reason you want to get in the habit of checking out what we have online. Okay. And next up, let's talk about the class schedule here in the Create with Love studio. I teach classes here in my studio on a consistent basis. Every first and last Monday of the month, I do product-based classes. So mark your calendars for the first and last Monday of the month are product-based classes. The second Monday of the month, I do my 10-card class. The 10-card class is a great class to fill your card box at home, so you have cards ready for you when occasions come up that you might need a card for. So a great way to fill that card box. I'm going to back up a second. I always forget this. The product-based classes, you do need to RSVP with prepayment 3 weeks prior to the class, because I have to order products and get them in. Likewise, I also have to cut your card kit and have it ready for you to use when you come. Okay? You don't have to worry about cutting or measuring or doing that sort of thing. When you come to class, everything's ready, and we go step by step through the cards, and you get to leave with some beautifully made cards. Okay, again, back to the 10-10 class. That is the second Monday of the month. Sorry to jump around and confuse you. The third Monday of every month, I do my 6-card class. This class and the 10-card class, you need to RSVP 2 weeks prior. You do not need to prepay for these, because there's no product involved with that you have to have here ahead of time. But I do need to cut your card kits and have those ready for you the night of stamping. So I do need an RSVP 2 weeks prior so that I can have your kit ready. The 6-card class, you do 3 different cards, but you do 2 of each. This class is $25 or free with a minimum purchase of an order placed that night. So great way to do 2 things. Purchase to build your crafting stash and build your card stash at the same time. So then the 3rd Thursday of the month, I do my kit together class. This is a class that you do need to purchase 3 weeks prior. If there is a particular kit that you definitely want to get, let's get it ordered for you and have it here for the night of class. At this class, you don't necessarily have to order ahead of time. Just let me know that you want to come. Kits are one item that Stampin' Up! Allows us as demonstrators to cash and carry. The reason I say that you might want to reserve it 3 weeks prior is because if there's a kit you really, really want, let's order it and get it here. I do not have every kit that Stampin' Up! Offers for us to cash and carry here available, but I do have some available. So there are some here, so if you change your mind or decide at the last minute that you do want to come, let me know. And you can pick from the kits that I have here. So that is what my standing calendar looks like. Now, the end of April, Monday, April 28th, there is no product-based class as I am going to be out of town on vacation. I let everybody else take spring break first, and I stayed here while everybody was out playing and having a good time. So we decided that at the end of April, we are going to go take our vacation. So April 28th, we are not going to be here for class. But mark your calendars for Cinco de Mayo, Monday, May 5th. We are going to do a catalog launch here in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. This is my class that usually fills up. So if it is something you want to attend, please let me know ASAP. You do not need to prepay for this one. But I do need to know that you want to come so I can accommodate for those and let those that may want to come that have tried to reach out and register too late that I'm already full. So don't wait. Reserve for my catalog launch party. It is a party. It is a launch of a new catalog, and of course, when we gather here in the Create with Love Studio, we always do stamping, right? So it's all the things all wrapped up into one. It's a party, so we have beverages and snacks while we're shopping, and at this launch, I have the current items that I am allowed to pre-purchase ahead of time. I purchase and I create samples with ahead of time so that you can see the products in use, and you get to see the products that I have ordered up close and personal. It is always so different to see things in person, isn't it, than to see them just in the catalog. So yeah, if you want to come to the catalog launch party, I would love to have you. Let me know. Again, that is Monday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So easy to remember, right? Okay, so catalog launch, that means we have new products coming, right? That also means we have to say goodbye to products and goodbye to a few of our publications. So this scrapbooking brochure, the only way you can see this is online. I went ahead and printed off my own and created my own catalog. They never had a catalog for you to physically have. You had to look at it online, but I am such a hands-on person. I love catalogs, so I created my own brochure. So go in there and look at these, because there are some of the products in here are on the last chance list, and I don't want you to miss out. Also, think outside of the box. Just because it's a scrapbooking does not mean that you have to use it for scrapbooking. It is great to use all of these products for card making as well. So check that out. Here is our mini catalog. This is good through May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So make sure to check this out and don't wait on the things that you want. If you're unsure of whether something is staying or going, please reach out to me so I can help you with that. I would really be sad if there was something that you really, really wanted and it discontinues and you didn't get the opportunity to purchase it. So I can assist you in helping you with all of your shopping needs, in that there might be something that you think might be retiring and that you want to purchase, but I can let you know if it is carrying over or not carrying over, so that if it is carrying over, you've got a little extra time to purchase it, right? But there might be some things that you are interested in that are retiring. So I can help you in your shopping needs. So please reach out to me. So mini catalog is leaving, and our annual catalog. There are lots of things in here that are leaving. Now, I believe Wild Wheat cardstock is already sold out, and I did not go on today to double check, so my bad. We'll have to go on and check it out. But Stampin' Up! Introduces 5 new in colors every year, and 5 in colors leave. So these 5 new in colors replace 5 of the old in colors, and the 5 that are leaving us this year are Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. If any of these things are still left and available, you'll want to hurry and purchase them if you are interested at all in any of the stuff. Once it is gone, it is gone. Okay? So, just wanted to point that out. So, annual catalog is going, and ta-da! This is our beautiful new annual catalog. Now, per Stampin' Up! Policy, we are not allowed to show you what's in between the pages, the covers, shall we say, until the catalog goes live. But I wanted you to see how beautiful this new catalog is to the eye. Love, love, love this. So I'm going to set this aside, because I know me. I'll by accident grab it and open it, and then I'd be in trouble. And breaking compliance rules is not something I want to do, because I do not want to get in trouble with that. Alrighty. Are you ready for today's projects? So today's projects, I'm utilizing a stamp set that is discontinuing, as well as some designer series paper that is discontinuing. I have combined it with some other products that are staying, but I want you to see these products, and also because I didn't get to give these products as much love as I wanted to, and that is the stamp set right here. It is called One More Year, and this stamp set, it's on the whimsical side, or humor side, if you will. Happy birthday. Now back to me. Happy birthday, another wrinkle wiser. You're how old? In dog years, you'd be ... At least you're not as old as you'll be next year. Aging fine like cheese and wine. There's some of these, what I call sparkles, and then there's this one. There's the grouping of the wine, a dog, and a cake. So super cute, kind of whimsical. So that is the stamp set I'm using. I'm also going to be using Spotlight on Nature dies. These are a double set of circles. So you can see both sets of circles here. Love, love, love this set of dies. If you do not have the set of dies, add it to your order. I promise you, you will not be sorry for circles. I am also adding another one of my favorites that I use quite often, and it is called Stylish Shapes. There are some banners, circles, and squares. Another fantastic universal set of dies to have for all your crafting abilities. Then I'm also using this embossing folder, and I forgot to write the name of it down. I don't know if it's called a dotted circle or, yeah, I forgot. But it's really cool. Love it. But look how big it is. So I'm incorporating this. This one is also carrying over, okay? But what's not carrying over are the different color groups of our designer series paper. So if you have been with Stampin' Up! For a while, you know that we have 4 different color groups besides our 2 separate groups of in colors. And so every year these sets of DSP retire because they refresh it, they modify, modernize it, shall I say, and bring us out some fresh new designer papers in our color groupings. So this is this last year's designer paper that is still available right now. So if you want these, do not wait. You get 2 sheets of each. So there's side A and side B, side A and side B. This is Crushed Curry from, right, our Regals color group. And so, this comes in each of our color groups. So we have Rich Regals, Soft Subtles, Bold Brights, and Earth Elements. We also have, like I said, both color groups of the in colors. So we have the 5 in color colors that are carrying over to 2026. And then we have the in colors that are going to be leaving us on May 6th. They'll be all new starting May 6th. So May 5th is the last day to get the in colors, like I said, that were Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat, Copper Clay, and Pebble Path. So I wanted you to see what the patterns look like, and that we get these in the different color groups. So love these. I wanted you to see those. Okay, on to the projects. So this first project that we're going to do, I am using a piece of Melon Mambo. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and is the perfect size card. So I'm going to line up the corners of my card and use my bone folder so it lays nice and flat. Okay. Then I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside. Then I took a piece of Bubble Bath that was 4 by 5 1/4, and I ran it ahead of time through my Stamp Cut Emboss machine with that embossing folder. I just put it in here. I'll show you. Maybe, if I can open it. Oh dear. So I put it in here just this far because I know that my design, I don't need the pattern down there, so I ran it through like this to keep this side smooth. Okay, so there is that. Then I need a piece of Melon Mambo that is 2 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Then I needed a piece of bubble bath that is 2 5/8 by 4. Right? And then I needed a piece of white that is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then for DSP, that DSP that I'm using, this happens to be from the Bold Brights. This is 2 1/4 by 4, and then I have a piece that is 4 by 1/2 inch. Okay? Oh, and one more piece of Melon Mambo that's 1/4 inch by 4. And then I have also used linen thread, which is carrying over. And if you don't have our linen thread, you need to get some of that too. It is so universal. You can use it with anything and everything, and I love it. So I took 2 pieces that were 8 inches long, held them together, and created my bow. Okay, so first off, I am going to take this piece of DSP and put some adhesive on here. And then this is going to go to the bottom of my 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white. This is the liner for the inside. So this is where you would put your message. Putting adhesive on here. And then this is going to go inside here. Okay. Next, this next piece of DSP that is 4 by 2 1/4, I am going to apply adhesive to this. And then this is going to go on the top that was smooth. Just lining up the 3 sides, okay, like so. And I'm doing this ahead of time just in case I need to make a slight adjustment and do a trim. Now I'm taking a piece of the Melon Mambo that is 4 by 1/4 inch and then put adhesive on there, and this is going to go across your seam. Okay. And this one is slightly longer, so I'm glad I did not glue it on. You can flip it over and see it right here. So I'm going to give it a little trim. There we go. Now I'm going to flip this over. Going to put adhesive on here. And this is going to go on here like so. I see somebody else has joined us, but Facebook is not playing nice, so I don't know who's here. Yeah, I'm going to miss Boho Blue too, Dawn. Not wildly. Yes, you are. You're going to miss it. I know you will. You might not think that you are, but I know you will. Oh. Okay, I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this piece of bubble bath. And this is going to go onto my Melon Mambo. Okay? So now we're left with these pieces, right? So now I'm going to take my white and I am going to open up my Memento Black. I am going to be using some Stampin' Blends on each one of my cards today. So I'm inking up my greeting and I'm going to stamp it toward the bottom. There we go. And now I'm going to ink up my cake. And I'm going to stamp this up here like so. And there we go. I have an extra card with each of these today to show you. So don't go away. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my light daffodil yellow and give our flames a little color. Okay, and now I am going to do my cake. And so I am going to color in these are Stampin' Blends. Our Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers, and I just absolutely love these. Because of the alcohol in them, you don't get color marks when you use them. You can also get some great depth and detail by mixing and matching and using lights and darks. It's incredible. Totally amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to color the band, color the plate. And this particular card, I am just doing straight coloring. Okay, and I'm using the fine tip. These are double-ended. You have a fine tip on one end and you have a brush tip on the other end. So there is that. So here is the fine tip. Okay, so that's that end, and then the wider side is our brush tip that looks like a paintbrush. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here. And as you can see on the back with my adhesive, with the Stampin' Blends, the markers bleed through. So that means you don't want to do any coloring on a piece that is going to be seen. Like if this was a piece that you open and close, you wouldn't want to see that, right? Likewise, you've only got one side that you can use when you're stamping and coloring. So if you make a mistake in your coloring, you are gonna unfortunately have to stamp and start over. Okay, so there is that. And so now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to get Stampin' Dimensionals and put those on the back here. And another tip is I highlight my sheet of dimensionals when I open them, so that when I am using these, if I'm using them white on a white, I know whether I have removed the backings or not by looking at them. So yeah, I wish I would have done my greeting a little bit higher, but you know what? It's all good. They're still gonna love their card when they get it. So there is that. And now for this, I'm going to bring in mini glue dots. And I'm going to pick up a glue dot. And I'm going to glue dot this right over here. And then I am going to take my snips and give my bow a little trim. Like so. There we go. There is card number 1. What do you guys think of that? See, there's the outside and there's the inside. All ready to go. Isn't that cute? Okay, card. The next one to show you with that one is this one. This is the cheese and wine that is in here. So look, same exact card. Other than the images and the greeting are different. I changed the greeting from the top to the bottom, changed the colors and the DSP, and added a bow. So there is 2 different cards from, hey Sharon, thank you. So those are those two. Okay, our next card that we are going to do, lots of pieces here, so bear with me. This is a piece that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is Blackberry Bliss. And it is just like what it says in the name. It is blackberry color. Love, 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 love this one. Okay, bone folder so it lays nice and flat. Now our next pieces, I need a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. Again, that's my liner for the inside. Then I need a piece of Mossy Mellow that is 4 by 5 1/4. I need a piece of Blackberry Bliss that is 3.5 by 3 3/4. I need a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 3 1/4 by 3.5. Then I have 3 pieces of DSP, all different patterns that are 1 inch by 3 inch. So there is the neutrals. Then I need another piece of that DSP that is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 for the inside. I need a piece of Blackberry Bliss that is 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/4. Did I cut that right? Yes. Okay. Then I need a piece of Blackberry Bliss that is 3 inches by 3 inches. And those circle dies, the Spotlight on Nature dies, I went ahead and cut out my circle. And then you need a scrap piece of white that is 2.5 inches wide, and I am going to be using the 2 3/8 inch circle punch with this one. And again, I took 2 pieces of the linen thread that is 8 inches and held them together and tied my bow. Now with this one, I did several things ahead of time so you didn't have to sit and watch me so long. So I'm taking my liner and I'm taking my DSP of choice that is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 with adhesive on it. And I'm putting this one at the bottom of this one because I know which direction I'm doing this card. So I'm putting adhesive on the back of that liner. Oh gosh, I don't think I'm in camera. Hold on. Don't get dizzy, guys. So sorry. I'm sorry you couldn't see. Ugh. You were probably yelling at me the whole time too. Kristen, we can't see. So sorry, you guys. Okay. Hopefully you didn't miss too much. Hi, dear. Okay, liner is in. Good golly. Okay, now I'm going to start to build this one before I put it on the base as well, in case I need to do some adjustment. So I'm going to take the smaller of the Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to put on these 3 pieces of DSP. So this one is going to go here, and I want approximate 3 equal borders to the left and the top and bottom. And then this one is going to go over here, and I'm just laying them on because Kristen has a tendency to fill in and crowd herself out. So I'm going to take my bottom piece of that DSP, and hopefully you can see now. I'm really sorry, you guys, if you didn't get to see that first card. Okay, there's that. And now I'm going to take my middle DSP, and this one is going to go right here in the middle. Okay, and so now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this one. And this is going to go on the middle of the Blackberry Bliss, the smaller one, like so. Okay, now I'm going to take this one, put adhesive on the back of here. This one is going to go on the middle of my mossy metal, middle-ish. Okay, so there we have that. Okay, then this piece of Blackberry Bliss, ahead of time I took my Versamark ink, my greeting, and our Wow white embossing powder, and I stamped and did my greeting ahead of time. So now I just need to put adhesive on the back of this, and then this is going to touch the left and right edges of the card, and just showing just a little tiny bit of the DSP at the bottom. And my measurements were correct, so I did not need to trim. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this one. This one is now going to be the card front, like so. Okay, so there we go. So now we are left with our circle and our scrap white. And ahead of time again, I went ahead and stamped our image in Memento ink. I used Dark Daffodil Delight. I used Light Lemon Lolly. I used Light and Dark Blackberry Bliss. And I used Light Mossy Meadow, and went ahead and colored those in. So now I'm going to come in with our 2 3/8 inch circle punch and punch that out. So now this, I'm flipping it over, gonna put adhesive on the back of the piece that I just punched out. This is going to go in the middle of that circle from the Spotlight on Nature that I cut out. And because I used liquid glue, I can wiggle it and make sure it's where I need it. And now I'm going to flip it over like so. And I am going to put dimensionals on the back of here. Peel off the backings. Okay. This one is now going to go on here. Like so. And now this bow, I'm going to grab a mini dimensional. And this one is going to go over here. And again, come in with my paper snips and give my legs a little trim, like so. And there is card number 2. What do you think of this one? Okay, so there's that one. Now here is another card that I did using a different image from the set and different designer series paper. This is from the plaid that is in the mini catalog. So that's, again, same layout, just changed the colors and the stamps that I use, added a bow here, and there you have it. I didn't want a bow on here because I thought this made a great masculine card. So there's card number 2. Okay, we have one more card to create together, but I also have a second one to share with you on this one. but it's using different designer paper and a different stamp set. So hold. Sorry guys, I forgot to grab my paper trimmer. I knew I was going to do that. I'm going to need this one for this next one. Just like the last one, I did a lot of things ahead of time so that you wouldn't have to be on here so long. So the first thing is our card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. This is a card that we did it at my team Zoom the other night, and the girls just loved the layout of this card, and so I thought I'd do it on here with you guys. So again, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then we need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I need a piece of DSP that is 3 3/4 by 4. Again, using the designer paper that is being discontinued. Then I took a second piece of that designer series paper that is 1 1/2 by 4. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 4, 1 1/2 by 4. Then I needed a piece of white that is 1 1/4 by 4. And then I needed a piece of white that was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this time I used the Stylish Shapes dies to cut out my circle. And then I needed a scrap piece of white to stamp my image on and color in, which I did ahead of time. And so this time I did the dog from the stamp set and colored him in with the Stampin' Blends. And then for my twine this time, the linen thread, I took 3 pieces of the linen thread, 3 inches long, and just tied a knot in the middle. To me, this reminds me of the tug toys that you do with dogs. So that's why I chose to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to the card base. Okay, again, this is a standard size card base, 4 1/4 by 11. However, I am going to open it up and then take, oops, okay. We're going to take our paper trimmer apart. Oh, gosh. You never, oh, and then I bumped the phone. Hot mess. Sorry, guys. You know, this is a live. What you see is what you get. Okay, sorry. Let's try this again. Okay. So I am opening up that piece of card base that is 4 1/4 by 11. And I am going to put it in up to the 1 1/2 inch mark. I'm going to close this down and I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so now you've got a shorter front, right? Don't get rid of this. We need to use that. Okay, so there is that. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my inside. So I'm going to take my 4 by 5 1/4 and take my DSP that was 1 1/4 by 4. And I'm putting adhesive on the back of it. And this is going to go on here like so. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to flip this over, put adhesive on the back of here. Oh. And I do need a little bit of trimming on here. There we go. Okay. Then this is going to get centered on the inside. And remember, we cut the front side short, right? So with that now, see? It looks like that. So on this one now, making sure our designer series paper is going the right direction. Okay. I am going to take this one and put adhesive on the back of it. And this is now going to go here on the front. And then you can look to make sure that your DSP is lined up evenly. Okay, so there is that. Now, like before, I went ahead and stamped my greeting ahead of time. So there it is. This is cut to 1 1/4. So this is going to go right inside of that piece that we cut off. Remember how we shortened that? And I said, don't get rid of that. You're going to need it. Here's where we're utilizing it. So I stamp my greeting. This is going to get layered on here like so. Okay? Then this is going to go onto the front, but I want to make sure of where I am going to put this. So I'm just kind of getting my spatial relations here. Okay, so that looks good to me. So I'm going to take this circle, put adhesive on the back of it, and it is going to go right here like so. Okay, and then this one I'm going to put dimensionals on it, but remember this front opens, right? It's shorter than the other, so we don't want dimensionals over here, right? So I'm going to take this, and instead of going end for end, I am going to flip it toward me so that I can see where the edge of my card is. And then I can take my dimensionals. Whoops, got a little too low. I can take my dimensionals. Now I'm going to put 2 down here. And then I'm going to put 2 down here. Okay? So now I can peel off the backings. All right. And yes, I want a little bit of this DSP to show. So I'm going to leave that right there. So see, there's no dimensional under here. So this still opens. Okay. And now I'm going to take my dog, and he's going to go on here. And yeah, I think he's going to go on flat. So I'm going to put some adhesive on him just off to the one side. And he is going to go on here like so. And then the last thing we need to do is to put his tug toy on here. So I just have to decide where I want it. And I think, do I want it there, there, there? I think I'm going to put it down there. Okay, some glue dots. Back to the glue dots. Grab a glue dot. And he's going to go right down here as if he dropped his tug toy. Right? So there is that. That is card number 3. So see, not difficult. Now, again, here is another card. This one I used Everyday You and Me, which is in that scrapbooking brochure. Remember I said to think outside of the box. Quit locking yourself into either scrapbooking or stamping or card making. You can utilize both. So here is the Everyday You and Me. Again, same card layout using that DSP, using the stamp set. And yeah, so there is another version of this card. So again, this DSP, I used all the different color groups. We have soft subtles. This one is the in colors. This one is the neutrals. And then this one is the brights. And then these are the bonus cards that we did. So these two, and then these two. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed the projects that I had to share with you today. Don't wait. Get the stamp set before it's gone. Get the DSP before it's gone. Love it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week, and I will see you next Friday at 2 o'clock. Bye, everybody.